The World Economic Forum just published their 2030 economic outlook. I read the whole thing so you don't have to, and they're not predicting our future. They're predicting four possible scenarios for the next 5 years. Spoiler, 3 of them are total nightmares. So let's break down all 4 future, what to look out for, and how to position yourself no matter which one of these future hits. You can like this video, subscribe to the channel, and here we go for the breakdown. So let's start first by the setup. The global debt is at record highs. The IMF calls it worrying by historical standards, and they basically never said that. Global growth is stuck at 3.2%, and we were playing by the old playbook of you will grow your way out of debt, that's fine. We're taking the debt in an attempt for us to be able to grow, and we'll pay it over later. But the new playbook has changed. Now it turned into inflating their way out. They're making the debt worth less by making your money worth less. But now the question is, which kind of broken are we actually heading towards? So to start off, we might identify what are the 2 main variables of this report. Everything in this report comes down to these 2 questions. Number 1, do countries cooperate or fight in terms of geopolitics? And number 2 is, does AI actually delivers on its promise, or does the bubble completely pop? So now if we cross these 2 lines, we basically get 4 scenarios, 4 possible futures for the next 5 years. But let me walk you through each one of them. So scenario number 1 is what I like to call the golden cage. A stable world plus an AI that works very fast. US and China shake hands, trade flows, and GDP growth is over 4%. That sounds utopian, right? But the catch is that golden age for capital, but not for people. Because if you own the algorithm, you win big. But if you compete against it, you lose. So doers get completely automated, overseers get rich. It's the golden cage. Beautiful outside, but brutal if you're on the wrong side of the cage. Now, scenario 2 is what I call the zombie economy. We have a mostly stable world plus an AI that completely disappoints. This is the most likely scenario right now. The tech bubble pops, AI only works in niches. Not a crash, but more something like a slow bleed. Growth is stuck at 2-3% as it is right now, and companies freeze hiring after bad AI bets. Your savings are completely eroding from inflation, but nothing dramatic happens. There is no moment of real crisis. It's just some slow decline. It's basically a death by 1,000 paper cut. And then there is scenario 3, cyber-feudalism. It's not very funny. Chaotic world plus an AI that works fast. Nations are fighting all over the place, but tech is accelerating. So they need it for weapons, survival, cyber warfare, everywhere. And the trust is completely gone. Amazon or Google become more powerful than failing governments. You basically either own the platform or get crushed by it. There is no digital middle class anymore. There is basically lords and serf. That's it. And then there is scenario 4, the Great Recession. A chaotic world plus an AI that didn't deliver on their promises. Globalization as we know it totally breaks and leads to hostile trading blocks. The tech is stagnating because no one shares data. There is a double-digit inflation, supply shortages, and you're basically trapped by geography. Your country sinks, you sink with it. And the old rules of global opportunity, they are totally gone. Okay, so that's nice and all, but how do we actually know in which scenario are we actually heading right now? There are some signals that you can watch for yourself to actually know or try to predict or at least get some data so that you can navigate better in terms of investment, where you put your money and how you navigate this future of wealth and future of work. Signal number 1 is AI spending. So if I were you, I would actually look at the company earning calls. What are they doing with their money? How are they reinvesting all the billions they are basically leveraging through investors? Signal number 2 would be looking at high yield spreads. If there is too big of a gap between junk bonds and safe treasuries, over 500 basis points, smart money is scared. Combine this with geopolitical tension and money is totally fleeing. Signal number 3 would be the displacement rates. how many tasks are done by robots. I mean, literally, if right now they're in the low teens, if it would jump to 22% during a weak economy, companies would be automating out of desperation. And that would be us heading towards cyber-feudalism. And signal number 4 would be the US-China tariffs. Ignore all the speeches, watch the effective tariff rate. If it's below 12%, it's normalizing. If, for example, rare earth exports are blocked, then decoupling is real. So now you might ask yourself how to survive all 4 of these scenarios. Like, you cannot really predict, you can look at the indicators, but how could you place yourself in a way where you could survive whatever would happen? I would say first thing would be don't hold too much cash. Cash, as we speak right now, is a sacrifice. You can keep your fixed rate debt if you have some because inflation makes it cheaper, but you need to buy pricing power. Utilities, defense, farmland, commodities, things like that. Number 2, I would advise you, if you work a job right now, to become more of what I call a referee, meaning a job that is safe from bots. Be the human who check the AI and not the one that compete with it. So basically everything where you're a doer, try to upgrade into being an overseer and getting skills in that nature. Number 3 would be to get a plan B country, a second residency while it's still cheap. Portugal, Caribbean, Latin America for 50 to 200k, you can get something still at this point. But don't get just the visa. Open a bank account, figure out housing there, be so that if something happens, you can actually take a plane, go there, and actually you can start your life there. You're already settled. Number 4 would be to own relationship and not task. The gig platform are turning you into a commodity. Every hour on Upwork trains the AI replacing you. So I would tell you, build direct relationships with your client. If you're working a freelance, for example, don't be so dependent on all the platform. Number 5, check your supply chain. Medicine, tech, anything that comes from one region only and that you need for your survival. If 40% comes from only one place, that is a single point of failure. So diversify before the panic. Same thing if you work in e-commerce, for example, and that you need to manage a big supply chain, make the same exercise. If 40% comes from one place, that's a single point of failure. So make sure before it's too late to find maybe new supplier around your area or at least on the same continent that can ship to your client very easily and that could mitigate this risk of supply chain in the future. And number 6 could be investing or learning what I call a shortage skill. Healthcare, defense, energy, trades, that is safe in basically every one of these 4 scenarios. And often in certain countries, it can come with visa perks too. So bear with me until the end because the next 5 years aren't about predicting the future precisely. They're about positioning yourself so you can survive or win no matter which one of these 4 scenarios that I just described will show up. The World Economic Forum told you their plan in plain writing, but most people didn't read that paper, but you just did due to that video. So you can already do something about it. If you liked it, you can like the video, subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to receive this type of deep dive breakdown in your inbox, you can go in the description and join my free newsletter. This actual video, I did it based on an article I just wrote a few days ago that was first available to the people joining that newsletter. It's totally free. The link is in the description. You can also grab the Plan B blueprint that is free. It's available in the description. And this is the actual blueprint that I follow and that you could follow to bulletproof your future for the 2030s and so on. I link everything down. I let you check it out and I'll see you in the next one.